Jesus explains. Heaven and hell, salvation and damnation, re-banishment into matter. November 17th, 1948, message 4488, from Jesus through Bertha Dudde, spoken by Pascal. Whoever surrenders himself to me, I will never let him go. But whoever persists in resistance against me is in great danger of foregoing my power of love entirely and of hardening within his primordial substance, an exceedingly agonizing state which I wish to prevent. This truth, which has not been concealed from humankind since the beginning, has given rise to the concept of heaven and hell, a blissful and a deplorable state, which within man's imagination is spatially limited, until finally the actual truth receded from man's mind, and only the place remained, a place his imagination painted in every color, thereby giving rise to many erroneous thoughts, so that the truth has been completely distorted, and the people no longer have any knowledge of what heaven and hell truly mean. Life and death are heaven and hell. Busy, joyful activity in the brightest light is life. Powerlessness, helplessness, and the deepest darkness are death, and each state can constantly intensify, either upwards or downwards, until the highest goal, blissful union with me, or the deepest fall, endless distance from me, is reached. The bliss is unimaginable, as are the torment and suffering of the damned, who languish for all eternity and no longer have the strength for salvation. You should remember these souls. It is a false teaching that there is no salvation from hell, that these souls are eternally condemned by me. It is not I who condemn them, but they themselves have chosen damnation. It is not I who cast them into the depths, but they themselves have rushed towards the deepest abyss. Yet my love leaves nothing forever in this vast distance, and that is why there is salvation even from hell, because I died on the cross for these beings as well, and took their guilt upon myself, because my love is greater than my wrath, than my justice. Even hell will have to release its final victims. That is to say, even the most solid matter will one day be dissolved, and the spiritual within it will be set free, for the purpose of ascending to life. For hell, as you humans imagine it, does not exist as an eternally burning furnace. It is not a place that harbors the damned. Hell is a state whose torments are indescribable, a state that begins on earth when the people do not acknowledge me, that is, when they turn away from me and remain without my power of love. They may still live their physical lives without me, and do not yet perceive the powerless state brought about their separation from me as torment. Yet as soon as physical life comes to an end, the torments begin. The awareness of being completely without strength, and yet still existing. At first, there is still the possibility of giving up resistance in the hereafter, provided the soul heeds the counsel of knowledgeable beings. Yet these opportunities are rarely taken advantage of, and the soul sinks ever deeper, and the distance from me grows ever greater. The powerlessness increases until it leads to a final hardening, to re-banishment into the densest matter. Then, an endlessly long period of development has passed without success for the spiritual being, once bound to matter and now free, which, as a human being, was supposed to strive of its own accord to free itself from every material bond. That it has now failed is a result of its free will, for I certainly do not fail to provide direct admonitions and warnings. But hell holds a far greater attraction than heaven, and man strives with the greatest zeal once again towards matter, which the soul had long since overcome. And now it is also his lot. It will once again become the shell of the spiritual being that failed in its final test of will. Hell has thrown its gates wide open, and countless souls voluntarily pass through them into darkness. Hell will triumph. That is, its prince will achieve great success in terms of numbers. Yet I will wrest all these souls from him, whom I will bring back into the new creation. And I will strip my adversary of all power over these beings by binding him in the midst of the earth. That is, the firmest shell is given to him as a shackle, from which he cannot escape until, through human will, he regains power, as the people once again covet material goods and distance themselves from me more and more. Then he will fight for the souls once more, and this struggle is permitted to occur, so the souls may prove themselves and choose between me and him. For without a true decision, no human being can attain salvation. Amen.